bit of a buy-side divergence there with a defense of reclaim, which I really like. Sometimes we like to put in support resistance on those reclaims, and it looks like we did with reclaim advantage above. And on volatile days like today, I just prefer to be long biased. There's a bit of a sell side divergence here. It could want to, but then it's turning into a buy side, so hands off on that one. I think the short at 59s could have worked there, but it was kind of hard to nail that one, in all honesty. Buy side divergence here. I'm going to try 58 for a long. There's the fill. Pulling back on me a little bit. Bit of a loose leash in this volatile environment. Took it off for 3-tick profit there. I think we're kind of mid slip range. And it's getting pretty tight here, so I think I'm scalping. Scalping is king, so to speak. Another buy side divergence here with reclaim above. I'm going to try a 57 long. See if we can get acceptance into the prior value area. The buy side divergence is still pretty valid. But that being said, the trade just simply isn't working. So I'm going to have to take it off there for a 9-tick loss. Might be worth a try too. There's another divergence setting up. But I just do not want to see us accept below 55s. That would be bad news bears. So I got 4 ticks out of that, but I misclicked and lost 2 ticks on a short. In hindsight, I probably could have held that one. I want to slow down on my executions here a little bit because that was a pretty impulsive click right there that cost me 2 ticks. Sell side divergence here with reclaim below and a capitulation above. I'm going to try the short 56.75 and just see if I can ride it down to this liquidity. I'll try it at 55.50. Got the 5-tick profit on that one. Buy side divergence here. A little late for me to want to take it. We do have nice balance above. I think there could have been a long right there at 57s, but that's gone. And my Sierra chart crashed. That's unfortunate. There was a really nice buy side divergence sitting up there. I'll pulse check long here, maybe 61. Let's see if it would have worked. And I'd probably have to cut it there for a loss.
Please register now. Please register now.
Another buy side setting up. I'm going to try 59.75 long for the acceptance into the value area above us here. Try to work an exit at 61. Got it for a 5-tick profit. It does mean, though, I need to fix my DOM. There we go. DOM's back up. A bit of a sell side divergence here. Try 62.725 for the short. Not working. Going to cut it quick. I do not want to hold shorts in this environment whatsoever. A bit of a buy side here. I'm going to try 64.25. I'll chase it by a tick just for the breakout potential here. Does look like it could be setting up. Nice breakout there, 9-tick profit. Took it right at the fresh highs. Could go higher, but I don't really want to be holding anything right now. I think that was a great divergence. A lot of orders coming in here. I just want to take a peek at the 30-second real quick. Yeah, big divergence here. Stocks are selling off hard today. So just something to keep our eyes on. A fair bit of selling hitting the tape here. Sellers definitely don't look weak. There could have been a capitulation there at 70s. A bit of a buy side divergence here. Reclaim above. I'm going to try 66 long. And I'm going to take it off for 8 ticks there, just up into this reclaim. What I liked about that trade is that we came down and defended like a prior pivot area. I think this was the prior high, roughly. Yeah. So it was basically a breakout retest. Whether or not it actually continues to break out doesn't really matter to me because I'm just looking for the scalp. And I got the scalp out of it. If anything, that was a price action setup, and I was just using the divergence as confirmation. There was another divergence setting up there around the 67 area. I didn't take it because I just wasn't quite fast enough, and I don't want to be too impulsive today. There is a sell side divergence setting up here. I'm going to try it at 68.50 short. See if we can ride this reclaim down. I'm going to flat key that for 4 ticks. Again, my short trades on a day like this need to be really quick. I do not want to hold short trades, even if there is a really good setup. I would just rather put my faith in long trades. They just make more sense to me statistically. Speak the devil. There is a long divergence here, 66.25 long. See if we can ride it up into the reclaim. It's not quite working for me, so I'm going to flat key it. Whether or not that was a good call. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely think I could have held that a little longer, at least for the break even. Sell side divergence here. Not really enough of a slip range for me to take advantage of it, though. Kind of a snap up. I tried to get 6450 there, but I had a misclick. Couldn't quite nail the dom. I want to tighten up on my clicking, because that could have been a nice short trade there. We do have quite a bit of balance above us now. I might be stalking a long just for a quick scalp. Yeah, I don't really think this has enough juice to bounce here. If anything, there's a sell side divergence setting up. I'm going to go ahead and try it at 60.25. Short. It's not working. I'll cut it for 3-tick loss. Just because the reclaim potential above us is nasty, and it seems to be grinding in that direction. So that was a good cut. Bit of balance above us. They could want to take that back. Bit of a snap down there. I'm going to try 6150 for the long, but it looks like I was early to that. That being said, there is a nice break-even opportunity, and I actually managed to get 1-tick profit out of that. What I liked about that trade was it was kind of grinding upwards into a reclaim. So the potential for a quick blast to the upside was definitely there for me, but just didn't work. That's okay. They are putting in a lot of divergences here. There was a long divergence that happened right there, but I was just a little too late to catch it. And this is kind of what I was talking about, is we get this tight little grind upwards and then pop into the reclaim. It's kind of like a reclaim assisted breakout almost. There is a bit of a sell side divergence here, but I just don't want to I don't want to fade an uptrend. This seems like it could uptrend into the reclaim. A bit of a buy side divergence here, but again, I was a little too late to catch it. Huge selling coming out on stocks. Buy side divergence, I'm going to try along here, 65.25. But I do have reclaim below, so I need to be super careful about that. And it's getting pretty grindy, so I'm going to try to take this off for a break even. I just don't like the reclaim below. Looks like I could have held it, but I'm still pretty happy with the break even there. Could puke down at any time. Looks like that's what it wants to do. It is being very grindy here. No news for the rest of the day that I need to worry about. So it should be some pretty smooth price action. Sell side divergence here. We do have a fair bit of balance below. I'm going to try 64.25 short. It is slip against here, but I'm hoping we continue grinding down into that reclaim below. I definitely don't want to get caught on the backside of this slip range. Looks like I am, so I'm going to cut it for a 4-tick loss, and it looks like that was a good call. There could have been a try two for the slip favor at 66. Something I need to keep in mind moving forward. Try to get that slip advantage. It's tough though, because sometimes the slip contradicts the divergence. Is a buy side divergence here. I'm going to try 63.25 long, especially since we invalidated that reclaim below. I think we could accept back up into this upper reclaim. Got a 5-tick profit off of it, so fixed that mistake from earlier. The divergence is still pretty good here. I tried to get into 64 there for that quick pop, but I missed it. That's all right. Very strong balance above. This thing could be looking for a breakout to the upside. Looks like that's what it's going to do. So I'll count that as good read. That 64 long would have paid for sure. Almost a 5-point winner had I gotten it. But that's okay. That's what I'm here for, is to observe. I'm not crazy about the short here, and I'll tell you why. It's because we have this huge imbalance on the index volume. I think we could see a lot of buyers here into that. And it looks like we are. So I'm definitely hands off on shorts. A little bit of selling here, but it's turning into a sell side divergence. Do have balance below on all three deltas. I'm going to try 71.25 short. Looks like I'm wrong about that, but that's all right. In hindsight, there was the second it started grinding up like that, I probably should have gotten out of the trade because it turned into a big buy side divergence. So 6-tick loss there on the most recent trade. Big buying coming in here on the tape. Let's see if they can sustain. Looks like they are, at least for the time being. Definitely sustained breakout territory. I do not want to short as long as we are above this box here. The further we get away from this box, the more long biased I am. For sure. Pretty nasty sell side divergence here. I'm not going to trade it, but it is worth observing. We do have balance below on all three deltas. I could want to suck back in. That being said, though, if buyers are present, I do not necessarily want to fade those buyers, especially with the sustained move that we're getting. Buy side divergence here. I'm going to try a 77 long. I definitely don't want to see it accept below 76s. Flat key for 6-tick loss, and that looks like it was a good cut. I'm definitely not disappointed with taking that trade just because we are in a pretty nice uptrend, but that could be changing here. I think acceptance below 74s could be a major change in character here. Another buy side divergence here, but we don't really have balance. That would have been really tough to catch here. There is a sell side divergence here at around 78s, but again, we're sustaining so much to the upside. I don't really want to take it, especially since it's now turning into a buy side. I think there could be a breakout here. I might try to bid 78s, and it looks like that's gone, so I'll count that as good to read. Sell side divergence here, but we're grinding steadily into these highs. I do not just short here. Getting super grindy here. We do have rebalance below. I think there could potentially be a sell side divergence. But again, with this steady of an uptrend, it's so hard to nail. Got to be super, super, super selective with shorts on a day like today. Indices are also balanced pretty steadily here. Yeah, just no opportunities in this up grind, which is okay. Just gotta be patient. Wait for that ideal setup. Pretty nice buy side divergence here with a nice slip fever entry. I'm gonna try 92.75 long. Got the fill there, and let me just see if I can play the slip range. Grinding against me. Flat ticked it for a 4-tick loss. I just didn't want to see this grind continue. In hindsight, could have held it, but that's okay. I'm not really trying to risk too much on a trade like this. We are starting to get a change in character too, with some lower highs. Kind of like that. See if we can defend 89s here. Buy side divergence, looks like we are. I'll try a shimmy back long at 90. But it looks like that setup is gone. I'll bid 90.5 for the possibility of a snap down. I'll bid 90.75, but that's kind of my final offer. I don't want to bid much higher than that. Yeah, and I will call that setup over. So tried to join that long, but just a little too slow to the game. Didn't get filled there. That's all right. Because slow and steady is the name of the game today. Sell side divergence here at 92. Count that as good read, but again, I just don't want to be chasing anything today. Bit of a buy side divergence here with the slip favor, with rebalance above. I'm going to try 90.75 long and see if we can attract some buyers up into this reclaim. But it doesn't look like we're getting it. Bit of a spike up into my entry, and I'm going to take that off for the even or a one tick loss. Just because we do have a short-term downtrend here, I don't want to get caught in that. We have failed to make a higher high for quite some time now. Might be worth a try too here. I'm going to try 90.50 because there is another buy side divergence setting up. That being said, we do have balance below on the stock delta. I just don't want to see us accept down into that because that would be an indication of a breakout to the downside potentially. So yeah, it's giving me the opportunity to get out of this trade, and I'm going to take it. Try to work an exit here. I'm going to flat key that, and that was a pretty substantial loss there. Unfortunately sold the exact bottom. Actually, slippage filled me below the exact bottom. But regardless, good cut, because it looks like we are downtrending now into that breakout. Buy side divergence setting up. I want a little bit more confirmation. I'm going to try the 87 long and see if we can take back that reclaim up to 89s for a 2-point winner. We have balance above, and I just want to see all three indexes agree on that and start taking back that balance. There's the move up. See if I can get 89. Coming back on me a little bit, but as long as we can hold these lows, I'm fine with that. A lot of buying coming in on stocks. I'm going to take it off just a tick early, tick shy at 7-tick profit, just to kind of bankroll that loss I took earlier. So nice solid win. Very proud of that. We had a very nice consistent grind up with a nice divergence. We do have balance above here, and we are setting up with a buy side divergence. I'm going to try 87.25 long into the reclaim, but I don't want to see us grind down. If we make a lower low here, I'm going to flat key it. Bit of a move up. Grinding into this reclaim, which I like. Divergence is still valid. I'll take it off for a 5-tick profit. And that certainly helps. Still trying to just bankroll that big loss I took earlier, which we're doing somewhat effectively. I've basically eliminated that loss now. We are coming up into a support resistance area here. At 90.50 level. See if we can take that back. We do have some pretty decent balance above. There could potentially be a slip favor breakout, but I need to see how we respond to these range lows, because we could start breaking through to the downside potentially. Nice divergence here on stocks. I'm going to try for a shimmy back at 88 long. Got the fill. I'm going to put in a stop at 86, but I will flat key if we start grinding down. 6-tick profit, took it up range highs. It could break out further, but I don't really care, to be honest. I just kind of want the meat of the move, the meat of the range, which I did pretty effectively. So we have now gotten out of that hole from that big loss, which I like. I like that a lot. A bit of a snap down. There could be a try 2 at 88.25. But I'm going to pull it just because we are kind of grinding down here. Looks like I could have potentially got it, but I don't know if I would have gotten filled at 88.25, honestly. That being said, stocks still are setting up for a huge balance above. Back down to range lows. Let's see if we set up another divergence. We are. I'm going to try 87.75 long. Risking lows, and let's see if we can get up to 89s, take back the reclaim. Little grindy here. I'm going to take it off for 4 ticks, 1 tick shy of my target. I just want to be conservative. Again, I just want the meat of the range. I'm not really looking for much more than that. Nice buy side divergence as we head up into the breakout. 90.5 is kind of the magic level. There's not really a huge precedence of breakouts, though, so I want to be super selective if I do go for it. Looks like there may have been a long opportunity at 89.25, but it was too quick for me to capture it. We top ticked the range there, and now we're setting up for a sell side divergence. There could potentially be a short back into the range. But now it's setting up for a buy side, so that 89 again would have been a nice long. It's a good thing I didn't go short there. There's the breakout. Let's see if we can sustain. There still is a nice buy side divergence. I'm going to try 89.25 long. I'll take it off at 90.5 for a 5-tick profit. Again, I don't really care if we break out. I just want the momentum of a breakout. I know there are a lot of traders that are watching this level, hoping it'll break out, and if we can just get a nice quick pop like that, that is perfect for my style of trading. Um, there was also a nice little range there. You can see the zigzag indicator put in a really nice range there for me to capture. So very happy with that. There's the breakout. It looks pretty sustained at this point. Still a lot of balance on the stock delta. We could sustain into this move for a while potentially. A lot of selling coming out here on the stocks. Nice buy side divergence. There could potentially be a breakout retest if it pulls back to 92s, but I don't think it's gonna. It looks like it just wants to keep running, which is fine by me. Sell side divergence here. Here's the 92 retest. Let's see if we put in a buy side. Looks like we are. I'm going to try it 92.25 long. I do not want to see us accept below 91s. That would be my invalidation area because it could accept into the prior value area. I'm going to flat key it there. 6 tick loss, which I am fine with because I do not want to get caught. If it starts accepting down into that prior range, it could be nasty to the downside. So I just don't want to stick around to find out, but I'll call that a good trade for sure. Little bit of a buy side divergence here, but too early to tell. We do have balance above on stocks, but we have even bigger balance below on indexes. Sell side divergence. Stocks still selling, could suck this back down, which it looks like it is. Some buyers presenting themselves on stocks, but it looks like they're getting absorbed pretty aggressively. We're down at prior range lows near the 87 level. Bit of a move up here, but I don't really have a divergence to work with on it. There's a bit of a divergence here. I'm going to try 89 long. Take it off at 90.25 on that quick pop. 4 tick profit. I'll take it. Didn't want to hold that one because we had already taken out the reclaim right here on price action. And I know that we like to invalidate those. There's another one setting up here, and it does look like we've defended the lows here. Might try 89.50 long. Nice, got the 4 tick profit on that one. So we are steadily grinding up. It's one step forward, one step backwards, 2 steps forward, which I like. That is a good, profitable expected value. So as long as I can keep getting these base hits in the right direction, I am happy with my trading so far. Bit of a sell side divergence here. We are setting up a new range, and it's turning into a buy side divergence. I think there maybe could have been a long there at 89s, but it was just too quick to catch. Bit of a pullback here. Try 89.25 long. I'll maybe chase it by a tick for 89.50. Got the fill. Balance above. I'll work it at 90.5, maybe 90.25 for the 3-tick win. Got it. Just playing the range. I don't really care if it breaks out above the 91 level because I just want the few ticks. So I've successfully played this range here 3 times, and I will highlight this area as a divergence area. Sell side divergence here at the top of the range. I'm not crazy about selling it, but just because the breakout potential. But in hindsight, it would have worked. The 90-50 short would have worked to the bottom of the range. We're at range lows again, but I just don't have a divergence to work with, so I'm not going to long here, especially since we've failed the resistance level multiple times. Bit of a balance above on stocks. Could trade into, try 89.50, but it's gone already, so I'm going to pull that. Another fail of the 90 level. There is a sell side divergence here, but again, I just don't want to get caught in a breakout. It could break to the upside violently. Range lows again. There is a buy side divergence. I'm going to try it. Long 89. It's kind of getting a little grindy for me, so I'm going to take it off at 3 ticks. I don't like that we've grinded low to the bottom of the range. That usually indicates a breakout, so I am very happy with a 3-tick loss there. Looks like that was a good call, too. I would be down probably 10 ticks right now. We are testing the bottom again. I think there is a try 2 here, long 88. We have a really nice balance above on the deltas. We have the technically the range favor. Let's see if we suck back up into the range highs. I just want to see some buying start coming in on stocks here. Nice move up. Take it off at 89 for a point. That at least fixes my mistake from earlier. And that was a good cut because now we are flushing the lows. We do have balance above again. Try 87.50 long on the buy side divergence. But it looks like it's failing, so I'm going to take that off for a 3-tick loss. And I want to cool down a little bit here because I have attacked this area quite a bit. Would have worked in hindsight, but I just didn't want to risk the breakout to the downside. Especially since we are downtrending. Sell side divergence. That sell side divergence could carry this into a breakout, but I just don't quite want to take the short. There is a buy side divergence setting up here. Could be worth the reclaim up. I'll try 86.25 long. A bit of a pop in the right direction. I want to see it continue. Buying coming in on stocks, but unfortunately that buying on stocks is turning into a divergence. So take that off for a 4-tick loss. the fact that all that buying came in on stocks, but price didn't move means that buyers are getting absorbed here. Ooh. Um, Again, could have worked in hindsight, but I am very comfortable taking a trade off when a huge sell signal comes in. Another buy side divergence. I'm going to try the shimmy back at 86.25 long. But it looks like that one is going to get me in trouble. So I'm going to flat key that. And that was a rather big loss, 9 ticks. I can kind of afford it with the cushion that I have, but obviously I do not want to take big losses like that. There is a buy side divergence. I'm going to try 2 at 86.25. See if I can get the shimmy back. There it is, long 86.25. I really liked that we V-flushed down there and we're defending, but I need to see more buyers come in because it is currently setting up as a sell side divergence. Bit of a pop up here. I don't want to see that sustain back into my entry. Nice buy side divergence setting up, which is just giving me a little bit more confidence to hold this thing. Pop up. I do not want to see this turn into a wick. I do not want to see this accept back down. If it does, I'm going to flat key. I want to see them defend it and sustain up. Looks like we are. This is the test of the resistance level here at 87.25. See us break above it. Doesn't look like we are, unfortunately, so I'm going to take that off for a 1 tick profit. It kind of looks like a reject, and if we reject, we could trade much lower. So, looks like that was a good exit, at least for the time being, but I still have that big 9 tick loss to fix. Steady move down here on fresh lows, bit of a buy side with reclaim above. I'll try an 84 long, but I want to see this work immediately, and it's not. So I'm going to flat key that. And that is another big loss that might be impossible to fix, honestly. Usually when 2 big losses come in a row like that, it's puts you in a tricky position because now you're in a hole and you might try to dig out of that hole by pushing trades, which I do not want to do. Nice buy side divergence here. I'm going to try 2 for the 83.50 long, but it might not fill me. This does have the looks of a move that's going to keep running. I will bid 84 for the shimmy back, but I'm not going to chase it any further than that. $84 filled. Nice move up. But unfortunately, right back down on my entry. Let's see if they can defend 83s here. Do not want to see this grind any lower. Let's see us put in a higher high. We do have the reclaim to work with, but we know they like to support resistance those. I'm going to move my stop up to 8250. Back above my entry. But a reject right back down. I'm going to take this off for a 2-tick loss. Just because it does have the looks of a move downwards. And if I zoom out here, we are stair-stepping to the downside, so I do not want to keep attacking that if that's the direction we're heading. There is a nice buy-side divergence here, but I don't really have the balance that I need. It's also technically a sell-side divergence if you factor in the index delta. There is a bit of a buy side here. I'm going to try an 8250 long and just see if we can ride this reclaim up. I might look for an 84 target. Good momentum here. I'm not going to take it off quite yet. I want to see if this momentum can sustain. We have nice buying coming in across all 3 deltas. Just see if we can break the top of the volume profile here. Back above 84s. I'm going to try to work the exit here just because it does look like we're rejecting. Got a 6-tick profit there. And that is turning into a sell-side divergence. So I don't really want to get caught on the backside of that. Nice buy-side divergence here. I think there could be a breakout above. I'm going to bid 84.25 for the shimmy back. Shimmy back retest. Got the fill. I'll work the exit for a point if it'll give it to me. I might have to chase a little bit because it is struggling here. Got a 1-tick profit there just because I got a little nervous with the way it was grinding downwards. In hindsight, though, could have held it for my original target of 1 point. Nice grind up, though. I do like that we are steadily grinding up into those prior value areas. I would definitely be interested in some snaps to the downside. But this thing looks like it has legs, so it might not give me those snaps. Those pullback snaps that I like. There is a decent one here. I'm going to try to bid 88.25. I like that we pulled back but defended. We put in a nice, some nice buy side volume. We have a prior value area above that we could trade into. I'll take it off for a 7-tick win right there. And I might call it because that's my hour. That's my hour session. Let's see where we stand. Set today's date, simulated, sim, apply. Down 350, so not a great day by any means, but there were 2 trades at the beginning of the session that were technically misinputs. So for the sake of drilling and just seeing how well I did on a performance level, I might eliminate those first two. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then let's go to my journal. And if we eliminate those first two trades, I'm at a much better place, about $400. But regardless, it's still tough to navigate this market. I had a peak P&L of 850. I think it might have been a good idea to call it quits there in hindsight. But again, I am drilling, so for the point of doing all this drilling is that I want to nail down my like how well this strategy is working. I do want to jump into a review and see what happened here. This straight down P&L. I want to try and eliminate those anomalies. So I'm going to cut the stream, take a quick break, and then I'll just do some quick trade reviews.